Hi everyone, I'm Mark Larson with your Toyota Sports Report, and finally tourney time arrives for the Orange and the entire Orange Empire. Time to finally find out once and for all what this team is made of in tonight's ACC Tournament opener with an old Big East rival.
Orange Empire, presented by NYCM Insurance.
Let's head down to Charlotte, North Carolina, where Erik Columbia is covering tonight's game against Pitt and planning a little post-game barbecue afterwards. EC, I know you're going to feast tonight. How about the Orange?
Well, after a day to take in the action here in the Queen City, the Orange finally tipping off in the second round of the ACC Tournament and taking on the Pitt Panthers, who dispatched of Boston College last night in round number 1. Syracuse hoping to get into the NCAA tournament. They're not on the bubble by any means, but a win tonight would definitely ease any worries that they have. They're a perfect 2-0 against Pitt this season, but the Panthers look like a completely different squad. The Panthers, who at best NIT bound, they were rocking last night with the freshman backcourt of Trey McGowens and Xavier Johnson, who combined for 49, and they did it by getting into paint. That might be a little harder to do tonight against Boeheim's 2-3 zone. For the Orange to secure a third game against Duke tomorrow, they got to win tonight and shut down these two.
We were hit. I think we shot it pretty well from the three today. At least it felt like that. But just attacking and then making them close the gaps and kickouts.
I would say the same thing. Keep attacking at the right moments. We got to get our footwork right, because last time I think we had a lot of travel calls.
So coming up later tonight, stick and stay with Spectrum News. We're going to have all the action and reaction from the Queen City as the Cuse look to get their second ever ACC tournament win. Reporting from Charlotte, Erik Columbia, Spectrum News. Coming into the second round of the ACC tournament against Pitt, no Tyus battle for the Orange. He had a spot right here on the bench, but Orange Empire, they didn't have to fear. Freshman Buddy Boeheim, about midway through the second half, and about this spot on the court, that's where the freshman announced to the rest of the ACC that he is here. Buddy dropping a career-high 20 points and leading SU to the quarterfinals.
I just wanted to win. That's all I was thinking about. I knew it was a big win for us, and we needed to win that, and just doing whatever I can do to help win and just have fun out there.
I'm super happy for him. He works really hard every day, practice, getting his shots up before, after, and it shows. I'm not surprised that he has career-high nights when he's shooting the ball like this, and it gets him going.
He's only really played about 14 minutes a game, and he's averaged almost 8 points a game in that 14 minutes. His mother tells me he should be playing more all the time, every day, but he's been well prepared to be able to step up in this kind of game.
Syracuse's reward for their second ever ACC tourney win, a third clash with the Duke Blue Devils. Zion Williamson could be available for Coach K and Duke Thursday night. SU says whether or not he actually plays, they will be ready. Reporting from inside the Spectrum Center in Charlotte, Erik Columbia, Spectrum News.
I don't know if the weather's all that much better down there than it is here today, so there's that. Now, secondly, so yeah, Zion's back, but I don't think Tyus should play tonight, Erik, even if he's healthy enough.
Well, first of all, Mark, 71 degrees and it's breezy, so it's not too hot, not too cold. Perfect, almost San Diego-like weather, if I do say so myself. As for tonight's clash, we are here because after giving up a second half lead in their last 4 losses, the Syracuse Orange finally flipped the script last night and had a second half comeback. Syracuse is in the quarterfinals of the ACC tournament after dispatching Pittsburgh without their star Tyus battle. Buddy Boeheim dropped a career high 20 points as Tyus sat this one out because of a bruised hip. It's probable he does not go tonight, but that comes just in time as Zion Williamson is returning after missing 5 games after hurting his knee in a sneaker accident. Despite who's in and who's possibly out, the Orange, they're just happy to have a third chance at Duke.
Nothing less than excited. We'll be ready to go. That was one of those games where we had a second half meltdown, and felt like we shot ourselves in the foot. So we'll be excited to see them again, and I know the fans will be too.
Jim Boeheim hinted last night in his postgame presser that it could take 2 to 3 days for Tyus to return to action. And then SU backed that up today, telling Spectrum News that they're sticking behind what Boeheim said. But when I spoke with the players last night in the locker room, they were optimistic that Tyus Battle could go tonight and possibly have limited action. It looks like Boeheim and his philosophy is going to win out, Mark.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing. He's in the Hall of Fame for some reason. Erik, I don't think Tyus should play because I think they want him healthy for next week. I think we both agree on that. Second thing I want to cover with you is the food situation. Now, it's been kind of a disappointment. I'm not going to lie. I haven't heard any barbecue out of you yet. You've been down there, what, 2? This is your 3rd day there, right?
Yeah, Mark, there's a lot of work going on. I'm not just here sitting by the pool like some people do when they're in Orlando at football bowl games, but we have hit up a nice lunch restaurant called Mortimer's. Nice paninis, nice sandwiches, some good French dip, I should say. So a lot of good stuff food-wise, just maybe not some barbecue. Reporting live in Charlotte, North Carolina, Erik Columbia, Spectrum News.
I just want to point out, Erik, that some people can work by the pool and eat at the same time. I've got that figured out. It's the experience that I have. It comes into play.
I guess so.
When you're on a road trip. And you have to be able to eat.
Yeah, he told you.
And work and sit by the pool at the same time.
Orange Empire, presented by NYCM Insurance.
Let's check in with Erik Columbia covering tonight's rubber match in Charlotte. Erik, so Zion's back, but Tyus is not.
It's been a very fluid situation here in the Queen City over the past few days, Mark. We learned very late yesterday, just before the game, that Tyus Battle would sit out that contest against Pitt. Today we're finding out, after that second-round win, he is not going to be in action again tonight. ESPN's Sean McDonough saying that he exchanged tweets with Jim Boeheim, and Boeheim told him that there's no chance Tyus Battle is playing, which definitely will hurt the Orange against the Duke Blue Devils, even though it didn't necessarily hurt them last night. Buddy Boeheim filled in nicely, a career-high 20 points against the Pitt Panthers, but the Duke Blue Devils, a different animal, especially when they have Zion Williamson. The freshman sensation played very well in that early season matchup with the Cuse, even though Syracuse came away with the win at Duke. No Zion when they came to Syracuse about a month later, and well, Duke won. So whether Zion and Duke win tonight or they lose, that's a bit weird because there's no Tyus Battle. Will Buddy Boeheim and the Orange be able to pull things out? I guess we'll have to wait and see, Mark.
Well, Erik, I guess the one thing you can say is that Syracuse hasn't lost a game without Tyus Battle. Duke went 3-3 with Zion sideline. Obviously different competition, but I think it's good that the Orange played a game already without Tyus last night.
That definitely helps, and you hear a lot of the fan base talking about Tyus, and it's really good to sit him out because you want him for the NCAA tournament. I guess that depends on what your goals are. Obviously, the season, it is determined on what you do in the NCAA tournament, but an ACC championship, or at least an ACC title appearance, if they're able to get by the next couple games, that would look really good as well. But I think when all said is done, the Orange Empire will be happy that Tyus Battle didn't play in this game against Duke this evening. Reporting from outside the Spectrum Center, Erik Columbia, Spectrum News. The Orange's time in Charlotte is over. Zion Williamson returns with a vengeance. The freshman phenom going 13 of 13 from the floor. Syracuse played well without Tyus Battle. Frank Howard re-emerging as a threat, but in the end, it is not enough as they fall to Duke.
You know, Frank did a great job, leading us to get everybody going, and Buddy did a great job hitting shots to get everybody going. And, myself and Elijah were able to get going later on in the game. So we know what we can bring to the table. We just got to play like that from the start.
Yeah, at the end of the day, everybody, like Coach said in the locker room, everybody grew up today. It was a good step in the right direction. We'll have Tyus back in a few days, and, we feel really good.
I spoke with Frank Howard in the locker room about that supposed trip on Zion Williamson. He told me and the rest of the media he wouldn't risk his 4-year reputation to do something like that. He said sometimes in the heat of war, things happen. The next time Syracuse goes to battle, that'll be in the NCAA tournament. We'll find out where and whom they will play on Selection Sunday. Reporting from inside the Spectrum Center, Erik Columbia, Spectrum News.